He put the gun in another man's hand, in my father's hand. Dr. Rhodes, it was my father,
It's all right, it's all right.
The tall man made it look like my father was a murderer.
You're right, Julie.
She's fine.
Are you sure, Doctor?
She's fine. I want to talk to her alone.
All right, everybody, please, go back to work. Everything is fine. Please go back to work.
Relax, relax. Take it easy.
Did you see it?
Yes, I saw it. But how did you know that man was your father? You couldn't see his face.
I know. But I know it was him. I know it.
What about the others? Who were they?
I don't know. But all I know is my father was the man who was lying on the floor unconscious and the one who was made to look like the murderer. But he's innocent. He didn't do it. Dr. Rhodes, this had to happen. Actually happen sometime.
Mrs. Desmond, I need your help. I'm telling you these things are real.
That's your opinion, Dr. Rhodes.
ESP is a fact, Mrs. Desmond. It exists. It's being studied all over the world by men of science. They've even run ESP tests on Apollo flights to the moon. Do you know something that all these men don't?
I know about my daughter.
That's exactly why I'm asking your help. Mrs. Desmond, Julie is having these visions for a reason. They mean something. They're tied in somehow with some real event that seems to involve your husband and yourself. Until I know what this is, I can't do anything for Julie. She'll just have to go on being tortured until she breaks. I can't believe you'll stand by and just let that happen.
Julie's father wasn't killed in an accident. He's alive. He's in the state penitentiary, serving a life term.
For murder?
Yes. For shooting a man named Germain. An extortioner who preyed on shop owners. Like my Frank.
Where did the shooting take place?
In our house. We were living north of the city then, out in Lorena. I was visiting friends. They dropped me off. Frank wasn't home yet. Germain was inside, waiting. He wanted to hurt me. Just enough, I guess, so Frank would give in to his demands for money.
But you got away. You ran through the house, but you didn't turn on the lights because light and dark are the same for you.
That's right.
Julie relived that experience, didn't she?
Yes, I guess she did.
Tell me the rest of it.
Well, Frank came home, and it all happened. He fought with Germain. I could hear them struggling. And then I heard the shot. I thought Frank had been killed. I fainted. And the next thing I knew, the police were in the house. And they were taking Frank away.
Did they find him with the gun in his hand?
Yes. They knew that he had threatened to kill Germain if he didn't leave us alone. He pleaded that someone else must have shot Germain. Someone who came into the house after he was knocked out and put the gun in his hand.
But the jury didn't believe him.
No. And when I told how Germain came after me to hurt me, they thought it was just a story I'd made up to protect Frank. He never had a chance.
What happened after the trial?
I did what Frank asked. I moved here and changed my name. Used to be Moore. And cut every connection with the past. I'm with Frank. Dr. Rhodes, Julie can't know any of this. Frank made me promise.
But she virtually knows already.
Well, somewhere along the line, someone must have told her. But now we can't let her think it's true.
No one told Julie anything, Mrs. Desmond. She saw the shooting tonight, saw it reenacted, and I saw it with her. And I assure you, no one told me.
There has to be more to it than that.
There is. Julie saw the shooting tonight because she saw it when it originally happened.
That's impossible. Julie wasn't even born then. Julie wasn't born until a month later.
Mrs. Desmond, she witnessed the murder.
Are you trying to tell me that the child inside me could actually see?
Not in a normal sense, no. But she did receive a distinct and accurate impression of the event. She saw it psychically. We have to find out what suddenly caused this impression to come to the surface now. Until we do, we can't go forward. Julie has to be told that what she envisioned really did take place. It's the only way.
I swore to my husband that Julie would never know. I won't go back on that.
Maybe your husband will.
One thing that's kept me going all these years is that at least I haven't hurt my daughter. She's never been scarred or touched in any way by what happened to me.
She is now.
Believe me, Dr. Rhodes, for good reason, I'm certainly the last person in the world to put down anyone's claim. But when you tell me about seeing visions...
Mr. Moore, I guarantee you there are men in this building right now who've known about the death of someone they've loved long before they got the telegram. They received an impression so strong that they could actually visualize it. That's a common experience. Julie's experience is just like that. A month before she was born, she received an impression so strong that it stayed with her. And now it's surfaced so vividly that she can actually see it. I don't ask you to understand it. Just believe it. It's true. Julie is being tormented.
Maybe it's just for the moment. Maybe it'll stop.
Not without help. Your help. I'm telling you the truth. Julie is in pain, and you've got to do something about it. If you care.
I've cared for her from the day she was born. I've never seen her. You think it's been easy for me?
You think it's been easy for her? She's hungered for a father all her life.
I'm a convicted murderer. She doesn't need that kind of father.
She needs whatever she's got.
No. No, I pay my own dues. Nobody else pays them for me.
That's a cop-out, Mr. Moore. Julie is 20 years old. She's old enough to vote. Old enough to handle her own life. She's old enough to know who her father is, what he is and where he is, and what's happened to him. You talk about your dues. I'm telling you about her rights.
Anything else you'd like to say?
It's time you did something positive for your daughter.
Get out.
Now, you've been claiming father for 20 years. It's too bad you're not willing to back it up with something.
I said get out. Rose. I've never seen what Julie looks like. I wonder if there'd be a picture of her you could...
I'll see that you get one.
You're not gonna tell her about me.
I'm going to do what's best for her.
Are you all right?
Yeah. You? What happened?
He tried to kill me.
Who was it?
I don't know.
You didn't get a look at him?
No. The ticking sound, it was awful. It started back at the tower, and it kept up until he grabbed me. It's back.
I don't understand the police. Won't they do anything?
They have nothing to go on. And unfortunately, they don't believe in ESP. To them, it's just another attempt on a pretty young girl. Something that happens every night of the week.
You think the man who killed Jermaine is the same man who's after Julie tonight?
He's afraid she's going to expose him.
But how would he know she was Julie?
Julie described what she saw in the lobby. Maybe he heard about that.
But how?
Maybe he has something to do with the building. He works there, or knows someone who was in the lobby.
Julie was talking about her father. She has a different name.
What Julie described was too accurate, too specific, not to be related to the actual crime, the one this man committed years ago. Her name wouldn't matter.
He could have come by here just to see me, just to be sure. We've got to get out of here right now.